Congratulations, you've just been transported to the Middle Ages, and you're about to discover that your boring desk job was a paradise compared to what's waiting for you here. Your first job, gong farmer. A burly man shoves a wooden bucket into your hands and points at a stone castle. The garderobe pit's full. Get to work. You soon learn that a garderobe is a medieval toilet, basically a hole in the wall where waste drops into a pit below. And you're about to climb down into that pit. The smell hits you first. It's not just bad. It's a physical assault on your senses. Your eyes water. You gag. The medieval workers around you laugh. First time, eh? You descend a ladder into darkness, and your feet splash into something you really don't want to think about. You're standing waist-deep in human waste that's been accumulating for months. In the dark, with rats swimming past your legs. Your job is to scoop this cesspool of nightmares into buckets, which are hauled up by rope. 1 bucket, 2 buckets, 50 buckets. The average castle produced tons of waste, and you're expected to clear it all by hand. You have to do this at night. Why? Because the smell was so horrifically bad that gong farmers were only allowed to work between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Look at that waste you're standing in. It's full of methane gas. 1 spark, 1 torch held too close, and the entire pit could explode. Yes, explode. Medieval records actually document gong farmers dying in fecal gas explosions. Maybe they pay you a few pennies. You climb out of that pit, covered head to toe, and you think, it can't get worse than this. But you passed 8 hours working. After you've scraped off the worst of the filth, someone hands you a new job. Fuller. You arrive at a large stone vat filled with what looks like dirty water and wool cloth. Your new boss gives you a grin that makes you nervous. Get in, he says. You start stomping. You're about to discover that fulling is the process of cleaning and thickening wool cloth by stomping on it for hours in a vat. But that liquid you're standing in isn't just water. It's urine. Medieval fullers collected stale urine from public latrines, including their own, because the ammonia broke down the lanolin in wool. You are literally standing in a giant tub of aged piss, stomping on cloth like some kind of nightmare winemaker. Your feet are already developing chemical burns. The ammonia vapors sting your eyes and throat. You stomp for 4 hours straight, and your legs feel like they're going to fall off. But wait, there's more. Sometimes fullers used a special clay called fuller's earth to help clean the cloth. This clay could contain naturally occurring asbestos, so while you're huffing ammonia fumes, you might also be inhaling fibers that will slowly destroy your lungs over the years. The other fullers around you have hacking coughs. You ask how long the shift is. Shift? The boss laughs. You work till the cloth is clean. Could be 12 hours, could be 16. And the smell? That ammonia-soaked wool and fermented urine combo will never, ever leave your nostrils. You'll smell it in your sleep. You'll smell it when you eat. You'll smell it on your deathbed. Just when you think you can't smell worse than a fuller, welcome to the tannery. Your job now is to turn animal hides into leather. First, you have to scrape the flesh and fat off fresh animal skins. Cow, pig, sometimes dog. Your scraping knife slips on the greasy surface, and you accidentally slice your thumb. There's no first aid kit. Someone tosses you a rag that's probably filthy with bacteria. Rub some dirt in it, they say, not joking. You have to soak these hides in a mixture of water, lime, and animal feces. Usually dog feces, because apparently medieval tanners discovered it worked best. You're literally kneading leather in a soup of excrement and caustic lime. The lime burns your skin on contact. Your hands develop open sores within days. The other tanner's hands look like raw meat, cracked, bleeding, permanently damaged. Imagine the worst thing you've ever smelled. Multiply it by 10,000, then set it on fire. Tanneries were always built on the outskirts of town because the stench was so unbearable that cities literally banned them from operating within the walls. You work bent over these vats for 12 to 14 hours a day. Your back screams in agony. The chemical burns on your hands crack deeper. You develop a chronic cough from the lime dust in the air. Usually tanners often went blind. The combination of ammonia fumes, lime dust, and constant eye irritation meant that many tanners lost their vision by middle age. And middle age, in this profession, meant about 35 if you were lucky. You also have a significantly higher chance of developing anthrax from handling infected animal hides. Anthrax infections in medieval times? Yeah, you just died, painfully. The pay is slightly better than a gong farmer. One of the veteran tanners, a man missing 3 fingers and most of his teeth, looks at you with his one good eye and says, "You get used to it." You don't believe him, and you're right not to. Your final medieval job is perhaps the strangest, saltpeter collector. Saltpeter, potassium nitrate, was crucial for making gunpowder, and someone had to collect it. That someone is now you. You're led to stables, barns, and cellars, anywhere animal waste has been sitting for extended periods, because saltpeter forms as a white crystalline crust on walls, where urine has soaked in and evaporated. Your job is to scrape this crust off walls and floors, then boil it down to extract the saltpeter. So essentially, you're scraping dried urine crystals off surfaces, sometimes from places where animals have been urinating for decades. The dust gets in your eyes, your nose, your mouth. You're inhaling particles of concentrated animal waste. In England, saltpeter men had legal authority to enter your property, including your bedroom, to dig up your floor if they suspected saltpeter deposits. Imagine you're a medieval peasant, and government workers literally tear up your earthen floor, dig around in your chamber pot area, and haul away bags of concentrated urine soil from beneath where you sleep. The work itself is exhausting. You dig, scrape, and haul heavy bags for hours. The boiling process fills the air with acrid fumes that burn your lungs. And because saltpeter was essential for military purposes, you're under constant pressure to produce more. One wrong move during the boiling process, and the mixture can violently splatter, causing severe burns. One worker shows you his arm, scarred from elbow to wrist, from a saltpeter accident 3 years ago, and the pay is minimal. But the king needs gunpowder, so you'll keep scraping and boiling until your lungs give out, or you finally collapse from exhaustion.